Hello, hello, my friends. Hello, Miss Angela. Welcome in. It's great to see you, honey. Working on a sweater and one of Crystal's bats. That's awesome. I can't wait to see your bat get done. That pattern that Crystal did was very, very cute. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay tonight. I just wanted to pop in and say hi because I missed everybody. Hi, Wanda. How are you, sweetheart? It's wonderful to see you. Hello, Miss Mary. Oh, I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. I've been having to take nitro a couple, 2, 3 times every day, so it takes a lot out of me. I feel fairly accomplished today, though. I got one load of laundry done, and I managed to make some hamburger meat and cut up some lettuce for a taco salad for dinner. So, very accomplished day. Hello, Miss Maribel. Welcome in. I was actually just talking to the king about that. I'm going to send a message to the cardiologist tomorrow and let him know that the frequency of needing the nitro has increased quite a bit. So hopefully they will, as Miss Lisa from Lisa Knits would say, put their A into G and get this stuff done a little quicker would be nice. I go in for the first test on Thursday, which will be a contrast CT where they put the radioactive dye into an IV and take a bunch of pictures of you um, in the CT scanner, which is it's not a hard test to do. I am unfortunately one of the people that can taste everything that they put into my IV. So, yeah, that stuff doesn't taste very good. And besides that, it makes you feel real funny. So, I'm not a fan of that test, but um, it is, one of those things I have to get done before they can get the test done. Yeah, I hate taking it too. It gives me such a bad headache, and you know, makes you feel all ooky. It does me, anyways. I have been crocheting just a little tiny bit, and I done just a little bit of spinning. I actually started spinning on the colorway that I called Mother Nature from the fiber that I dyed up this last batch of dyeing. So that's really looking very pretty. And when I get all the singles, or get it all spun up into a single, I'm going to chain ply it so it'll end up being like a self striping ish yarn where the greens will stay together, the pinky reds will stay together, and then the bluey blacks will stay together as they did in the original fiber. So I think that'll be really pretty. Yeah, the headaches with it really, really suck. I try to keep a little dark chocolate on hand because the dark chocolate for me does help combat the headaches. And I mean, dark chocolate's yummy, so yeah, give me an excuse to have a little piece. And I did put the prize pack together for our live appreciation giveaway, whatever we want to call that. Yeah, really dark chocolate is good for. I do suffer with migraines, but right now it's just the headaches from the nitroglycerin. It gives you a really awful headache. But on the plus side, it does, make your heart start behaving again. So I guess with the good comes the bad. But let me show you what I put together. Now, of course, I'm on my laptop webcam, so it sucks for colors. These colors are not going to show true whatsoever. But I picked out a yarn, which was my Delphinium colorway. This is actually blue and green, but not the shades that you're seeing, or at least not what I'm seeing on um, my camera. So we get this yarn, which is number 2, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. It's 4 ounces and 437 yards. And with that, you will get a takeout bag with this fun, seasonally appropriate uh, bag. Which, of course, if you are not into the skulls and whatnot, you can flip the other way. And this is not the true color. It is not a baby blue. It's like mm, a very light seafoam green, is what I would call it. And to go with that, we have a medium size takeout bag with, of course, the notions pouch. So you get a set of 3 bags that all match interior and exterior, and a hank of hand dyed yarn. Plus, our winner for the replay did not get a hold of me, so one extra person will win, and they will win what was in that replay prize pack. And um, because of the way that my heart is doing right now, I will be upfront. I am a little bit lights are on, but nobody's home. Things are not sinking in and whatnot with me right now. I've had to ask the king something he told me 3 times, quite a few times here lately. So yeah, if you really need me to know something or whatever, please do email me, because then I can reference back to it. It is just a side effect of what my heart is doing right now. Uh, I will be back to normal once they get everything fixed. And welcome in Miss Pam and Mateo and Diane Major. Welcome in. Thank you guys for stopping in and saying hi. Well, I try to put together, a gift that I would be happy to win. And then the crochet that I've been doing. This will be a sweater. It'll have straight, this back here is the back, and you guys are not seeing colors the way that they actually are, unfortunately. Um, but then the front will have like a V-neck. So this is the first half of the front, and what I'm doing is I'm going over to finish off the back piece. And then once I connect the front and the back together again, I will finish off the second half of the front. So I'm really liking how it's turning out, and I just wish that you guys could actually see the colors that it is, because it's so much prettier than what is showing on the screen. And I love that there isn't any like pooling or color splotching. I like that the colors are all behaving and intermingling and playing with each other. Honestly, I'm doing as simple as possible. I'm just doing a double crochet stitch. I started out with a foundation single, and then I'm just doing double crochets, but to get the V-neck to do as it's doing, I do a half double and then a single for the last 2 stitches, and then when I turn around and go back the other way, I slip stitch into that first single and first half double, and then I do a single and a half double again, and then double crochet back there. And then when I clean it up, after both sides are connected and the full neck hole is there, I'll be able to clean that up, and you won't see any of these little knobbies here, and it'll be nice and smooth and be a nice V-neck. Hello, Miss Sherry, welcome in. Yeah, I figured, being that I had what I consider be a fancy yarn, a hand-dyed yarn, I want the yarn to do most of the talking rather than doing fancy stitches, because fancy stitches would get lost as busy as this yarn is. I mean, it's a very busy yarn, but it's also not, it blends together quite well. But I wanted just the yarn itself to be the focal point rather than the stitches. So I just went real simple and went with double crochets. So I'm almost to the point where I'm going to have to cake up another hank. I'm fairly positive that I'll be able to do this entire sweater out of less than 3 full hanks. So I think that's pretty decent. You guys working on anything wonderful? Did we have any fun things going on this weekend? Around here, it's been watch the sky and cross fingers, hoping that the hurricanes decide to stay away so that we can go on our trip. I'm looking very forward to sitting on the motorcycle for a couple days and taking in the sights. I hope so. I think it's gonna be all right. It looks like they're gonna turn off, and it's just gonna be some wind, or some rain. Yeah, so they say now. But the King's got to work nights starting tomorrow night and then through Thursday night, and then he'll come home and catch a nap, and then we're taking off on Friday, and we'll be going on Saturday and come home on Sunday. So just a couple days where we're going to go and ride the motorcycle around and just have some fun together. Can't do half the stuff I wanted to do on this trip, but we'll still be able to ride the motorcycle. calling them twins. That's cute. The whole naming of the storms and getting all into that is such a foreign idea to me still. It's just weird. I think it will be. The king wanted to cancel and that, but you know, we've had to cancel so much of the things that we wanted to do in the last 5 years. Just about every time we wanted to go away, something happens. And I told him I don't want to cancel. I want to go even if I can't do all the things. I want to go and spend that time with him and make those memories, you know. Yeah, the being in the sunlight will make me very tired. But I think it's just being in the sunlight, because it doesn't matter if I spend the day, sitting in the sun in the yard or, you know, whatever. Just being out in the sun will make you a little bit tired, drains the body. But it's funny because we need the sun for energy. I guess too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and that includes the sun. I plan on it, and I'm still planning on meeting Miss Dawn P. I'm gonna go and have lunch with her, so that will be nice. Hey, Zach. Well, I hope you start feeling better, hon. Mm. I think I'm gonna as soon as this get this surgery done. I have all the stuff to do it now. I'm gonna be making a set of macrame curtains for the dining area um, in our kitchen. I was thinking about making a video while I do that too. Oh, we're going on a little motorcycle trip to Myrtle Beach. Yeah, we're just taking a little motorcycle trip. The king's birthday is the 4th, so, you know. I love doing macrame. I think it's very relaxing. Just tying knots. Oh, sorry to hear that, Carrie. I hope your migraine gets better soon, honey. Those are no fun at all. And I think a lot of people are getting the blahs. Yeah. I was talking to the king about getting back to work on his blanket, and he actually said to me, he says, "Before you finish my blanket, do you think you could get those curtains made?" He loves it when I make stuff for the house. So uh, I will be getting back to I will get the curtains made, and then I will get back to his Gamecocks blanket. Oh, it's never too late to get back into it. And just think, you got all the yarn you can use to do it too. Because you don't need special macrame cord to do macrame. You can do it with yarn. I do it all the time. I think it was last year or the year before, I made a couple macrame pot holders, hangers, whatever. that you can put your flower pots in. Yes, he loves that I make stuff for the house. It's actually his favorite thing. I think it's one of his favorite things about me is that I make stuff for the house. You know, when I first learned to macrame, I had no idea that's what I was learning to do. We were just making friendship bracelets on the school bus. We learned how to make them where they laid flat on our wrist, and we learned how to make them where they just spiraled. It was just something that I think our art teacher might have shown us how to make friendship bracelets. So we all made friendship bracelets. Yeah, the king is definitely a keeper. He pushes all the buggies, he opens all the doors. You know, now when I go to the store, I kind of stand there and look at the door like, why ain't that thing opening up? Hello, Miss Linda. Welcome in. Yeah. Yeah, I think all the crafts kind of go in and come out, like fads, just like, bell bottom jeans or skinny jeans or whatever. Like I've been seeing a lot of people talking about doing bobbin lace lately. And it's like once you see someone talking about it, then a whole bunch of people start talking about it. It's a really pretty craft. I don't have the space or the time to get into it, but it's a really pretty craft. See, that's why I wanted a weaving loom. So, bobbin lace. Essentially, you take these little sticks that have, like crochet thread or some thin. I'm not sure exactly what their yarn, whatever is made out of, their string is made out of, or what they would call it. But they take it and they twist the sticks around and then they put pins in and it ends up making lace that you would then like put around the sleeves of old time formal dress wear. Yeah, the threads. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love watching them do it. I ain't got time. Yeah, it looks like they're just throwing the sticks around, but there's actually a purpose and there's a rhyme to their reasons. Yeah, I would make a lot of yarn bark doing that too, probably. But I wanted to weave because I figured if I got a weaving loom, sort of similar to what my friend Ray from Ray's Yarn Addiction got, I could make fabric, and then from that fabric, I could make myself different garments, you know, like skirts and dresses and whatnot. I thought that that would be a really awesome idea that, I could have my sheep and I can spin my wool, and then I can take my wool and put it through the weaving loom. And then from the weaving loom, I'll have fabric, and from the fabric, I can make my dresses and whatnot. The king says I'm crazy. But it would be an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. I really don't have the time to do all that. If I'm like to do that, I would have to give up a lot of my other crafts. I would just have to, to get rid of them and say I'm just not going to do these things anymore because I would have to devote pretty much all my time to that. Right. See, then I would need a flax wheel so I can start spinning flax and right. Yeah, the dream starts it all, right? I'm still trying to turn this place into a little hobby farm, so I got to have the time to do all the canning and the growing and the weeding and the tending to the crops, and then all the canning and dehydrating and food storage, and yeah. Yes, I was so proud to see that Miss Wanda made butter. Right? But I'm a big enough mess all by myself. I don't know if the world could handle two messes like this. And I'm so defiant that I don't know if I could handle another me, because I would be like defying my own self, because I already do. Like every time I tell you guys, this is what I'm doing, I don't do it. I intend to do it. I want to do it. Like this was supposed to be the year of the mosaics. I got a third of the way through one blanket. Spent all the money to buy the patterns and print the patterns and put the patterns in books. Still want to do it. But there's something inside me that says, nope. But if I would just go ahead and do the things that I'm doing and then show them after, then I end up finishing things. Row 6. Yeah, I feel you. Like, mosaic isn't hard, but it is one of those things that you can't, like, at least I can't sit and talk to my girlfriends while I mosaic. I cannot, you know, half pay attention to a movie and mosaic. I If I mosaic, I have to mosaic, and I have to have the capability to do that, because I have squirrels running around in my head, and I'll get distracted very easy, and then I have to look at the row. Okay, I have 6 of these stitches. Okay, now I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how many? Okay, I got 6 of these stitches. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then one more. And then, okay, make sure. Yeah, 6. Okay, 6. Now I can move to the next step. And every single little increment of that row, I have to do that like 3 and 4 times, double check, recheck, and triple check myself before I can go on to the next step. And if I don't do that, I end up having to rip out. So I need to have the space where my brain can say, okay, I'm ready to focus on just this one thing. I'm not going to be solving problems from this pattern that I'm designing over here, or figuring out the monthly, grocery list, because I want to decide what I want to cook this month, and I don't want to be boring and cook the same things as last month. My brain's constantly doing that. It's oh, have fun at the football game, Miss Terry. Yeah, you need 1,000% attention to mosaic. You really do. You can't. At least I do. Where even when I'm designing, I can sit and chat with the king and design at the same time, because I can carry on the conversation with him and figure out the problems to my design. Not necessarily problems, but next steps or whatever. To my design, and I don't have a problem keeping up and doing both tasks. But when I mosaic, I just can't. I do intend to eventually finish all those blankets that I bought, though, because I really do want to have them in my life. And then I was talking to my sister, and I made all those Pokemon balls, and now my nephew is in middle school, and he is very focused on doing orchestra and his classes and being in soccer. Oh, excuse me. So he no longer Pokemons. So now I have 25 Pokeballs, and no idea what I'm going to do with them. Right. Yeah, I was like, well, goodness. I'll just give them to you, Wanda, if you want them, honey. I got a couple bags I need to get made, and another seat cover for the motorcycle, but I haven't been able to get that far with cutting and sewing lately. Yeah, yeah, and a lot of the Pokemon people told me that a lot of youth will get into Pokemon and then they'll kind of grow out of Pokemon. But then once they're done with school, they circle back and get back into Pokemon. Okay, Miss Wanda, not a problem, sweetheart. He's my nephew is playing the in the orchestra band, so he's playing a great big giant bass. The darn thing's bigger than he is. I think that's most men, aren't they? Something going on 10 or 13 at the oldest. That's all right. When they have kids and they can at least enjoy doing things with their kids that, the kids are enjoying. Yeah, they can, and it's great for a father and a son to have things that they really enjoy doing together that they can connect together with. Having father son time is so important. Hey, Jennifer. It's good to see you, sweetheart. Yeah, the King's getting all excited. He's got all his stuff packed for the trip because, of course, he's got to work from, tomorrow on till the day we leave. So the bike's all packed already, and he's so good with that kind of stuff. I am not. That's why we make such a great pair. Where I am strong, he, you know, he definitely could use the help, and where he is strong, I definitely need the help. Thank you for lurking, Miss Lisa. I was gonna send people over if you're still live when we're done. Yeah, yeah, we make a good pair. And he lives to ruffle my feathers, and I knew it was love when I could roll my eyes at him and tell him to stop talking like a damn sausage. So, you know, my grandma used to tell my grandpa that all the time. I thought it was funny. Right now, at least Dad's got a good excuse to play the Pokemons because But I'm spending time with the boy. Oh goodness. I think, guys, I know I've only been here like not even 40 minutes yet, but I'm pretty tired. So I think I'm going to pack it up for the night. I just wanted to pop in and say hi and tell you guys that I missed you and that I picked out the prize pack for the month. We will pick that the first Monday of the month that we come live. So I hope to see you guys next Monday. Hopefully, I will have some good news for you coming up here pretty soon. Like I said, I go in for the CT on Thursday, and I got another 2 appointments on the 7th and 2 appointments on the 9th. So hopefully, after the 9th, I will have all my answers and get all this stuff taken care of so I can get back to feeling like me again and get back to my crafting, which makes me feel wonderful. I miss talking with you guys. I love you all. Until next time, happy crafting.